What's up, world? It's your boy, Sway, from MTV News. Oh, I didn't put We Are the Gift in here. It's too bad. And against all odds, we are for episode 108 of Knifey Lion Radio. My name is Jonah, Grammy-nominated podcaster who turns down Gerard's interview requests on the daily. Joining us from a basement close by, but not too close, it's the clenched core yoga trainer, Zach.
Good day.
Not joining us is the Fairfax Hairfax, Nick from soccer. It doesn't make sense. Don't try to think about it. Tonight, we will burrow deep into the core of the 1-0 battle between Minnesota United and our beloved FC. The Looney Bin guys were all arrested late this week for spray painting something truly disgusting on the Brainerd Bridge. I'll let you fill in the blank. But the game speak will be in the FCC recap. Oh, it wouldn't be a recap without something more, though. And this time it's They Made a Movie About.
I can't. Oh, it sucks. I can't hear it. It's awkward as hell.
It's one of those segments that I just keep hearing from people on the street. I'm out there with my mask and they're like, Jonah, KLR? I'm like, yeah. They're like, hey, man, you can do that segment again? I'm like, yeah, I am. Gotta go. After that, it's the game-changing segment. That'll turn, wow, all right, it'll turn a world-class 7-foot powerlifter into a gnome-sized bug-eyed bitch. It's the banishment. There we go. Absolutely. Kevin will have an MLS minute. Unless you're watching this live stream, then he will not. And then finally, we will dive deep into the final presidential debate in
POTPOURRI.
Zach, did I miss anything? Any segments you want to interview hatch, stadium status, more seats?
No.
Absolutely. What do I got here? Folks, we are clinging to life as we scrape the barnacles off this crusty FC ship. Heading to port with only a few games left. Hang on for the ride and hang on to us in the John Hark's Cave of Wonders. Not quite the same without the echo, is it, folks? I got here, Nick, how you doing? Don't pull any punches. I don't know what that means. Zach, how about you? Saturday, Spider-Man's asleep. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, let's do this.
What a day, what a day. Should we tell people we spent 3 hours today, well, part of the 3 hours, getting our skateboard on? Is there anything more exciting than watching two mid-30-year-old men trying to ollie driveway?
No.
Oh, absolutely not. Anything else before we get right into it? We could.
No, I'm ready. Let's dive into this game.
I just love how tiny you are. You can't see it, but you know. Just a tiny, tiny little baby. All right, let's talk about that fucking game. The Loons came to town for what we're continually reminded of was the last weekend game at Nippert Stadium. Zach, that's powerful to think about. Last weekend game.
Yeah, it is. They mentioned that a lot.
Honestly, I thought I misheard it the first time. I was like, oh, it's just the last game at Nippert. That's pretty sad. And they're like, oh, last weekend. Really makes you think. But you know what really makes me think? This starting 11. Richie was back. Zach, were you sad to see old Bobby? I don't have a good nickname. Bobby Bobberson.
I'm not sure. I don't think relief is the proper word.
Bailey, that'd be Zico. Zico Barley, Hags, Pedersen, Gutman, Mocha Joe, Harris, Frankie, Siem de Jong, Joe Zhao, and Barrial. Zach, Siem de Jong, our striker. You must have been absolutely over the moon. You've been calling for that for weeks, silently.
Yeah, I have. I think Stan must listen to the podcast. I think I said last week, and I'll say it again tonight. For some reason, Mr. Experience, Siem de Jong, is in a colossal panic every time he gets the ball. It's really bizarre.
Well, who wasn't tonight? Yeah, what else? Sim was a center forward. Zico forever, Frankie never. And somebody, was it you mentioned first 45 seconds, FCC pushing pretty hard. You think they might grab one. But what is it about us in the beginning of these games, except for that one game where we were instantly scored on? Was that the last Minnesota game? No, that was NYC. It's hard to keep track. Mm-hmm. First half, I really don't have anything written down. Some notable things. Harris shaved his head. Was that an important site to you, or is that just a Tommy G site? Also, before you answer that, Zach, do we want to do movies as its own after we talk about this game for 5 minutes, or do we want to?
No, I think we should throw them in, if that's all right with you.
We can try here. Well, I can't have the music under the background the whole time. Or I can. Here, I'll just start playing it for the recap too. Da, 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 da. Why you got something about
they actually they're making a movie about where Tommy G would prefer that Alex Steck did all her reporting from. Barbershop. He'd like her to report from the barbershop.
I'll tell you what, when Tommy G sends it down to Steck for something about Harris's hair, you'd think he knew for sure she had a tidbit. She didn't have anything.
Yeah. Maybe he could like send her a text like, hey, got anything about this haircut? Because I'm about to send it to you.
What if she did and he was still like, I'm still sending it down. God, there's got to be a chance that I had one about it. Well, actually, I wrote all my headlines for all my movies before the game started. So nothing specifically about his bald head because I didn't know. But Zico with his first... Go ahead.
He really couldn't believe it. And Zico got some new braids. Tommy pointed that out too.
I was worried when he started talking.
Yeah.
Remember when he was interviewed, Loca covered head to toe in tattoos. I was like, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to say, bro? But Zico Bailey's first MLS start, which I was very excited about. They made a movie about how the field looks really tiny to Zico Bailey. It's called The Green Mile.
Wait.
Because it looks
the
so
field
long.
Looks really big to him.
What did I say?
Tiny.
Damn! I wrote tiny too. God damn. Jeez Louise. Anyways, but they did make a movie about the starting 11 on the team bus being upset. They made a movie about the starting 11 on the team bus being upset with Yap's game plan. And then Tommy G got on the bus and said, me too, motherfuckers. It's called 12 Angry Men.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Tommy G was the 12th.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Okay, cool. You got one, or you want to talk about the game for a second?
Let's get into it because none of mine will make sense. Anyway.
Well, first half, I'll tell you what, not a lot of great action out there. We seem to be holding our own. Much like the last game, we play as well as Minnesota. We probably had more possession, but not a lot doing going forward. Anything you remember in the first half that was noteworthy?
Yes. De Jong had that one. Came to him perfectly on the ground. He blasted that over the top. He had another strike. He blasted over the top. Yeah, mostly that. Actually, it reminds me of a movie they're getting ready to make. Mm-hmm. It's a movie about Siem de Jong's shots and Andrew Gutman's crosses. It's called Up.
Did you or Nick do it Up before?
I'm not sure, but speaking of that, they're making a movie also about another movie about Gutman's crosses, different studio.
Right.
It's called A Walk in the Clouds.
It's pretty good. God, I got a lot of Gerrard ones. But there, who didn't make a substitute appearance and who didn't start, which I found upsetting. It was James, and they made a movie about what Jimmy says after stealing the team sheet out of Yap's hands and running around the locker room in his underwear. It's called Catch Me If You Can.
Stupid.
This one is unfortunate because he didn't get in the game tonight. They made a movie about Waston getting the free kick wall organized. It's called Stand By Me.
It's funny. This didn't end up happening in the game either, but they made a movie about Yap Stam asking Spencer Ritchie, after burning his tongue on hot cocoa, what he'll do if Nick Hagelin handballs in the box. Block Panther.
Wow.
Or block the pens, sir.
Well, speaking of that,
Block Panther.
no, I got one that's really on the same, not to do with the game, but it's on the same wavelength as that. God, see if you can catch this one, Zach. They made a movie about what Jeff says when you ask him where he feels most comfortable speaking. It's called Amadeus.
I I was trying to come up with one with Deus about a roast or something, and I couldn't.
Amadeus. Oh, mercy, mercy me. Something else had to happen in the first half. It was 0-0. It was drawless. Once again, we have absolutely no offensive ideas.
Drawless.
Drawless. What is it about this team? I was saying to someone else, it is the players. We don't have good players or great players or okay players. We have okay players. But you'd think we'd have some sort of offensive system where you're plugging in players, and based on if they're good or not, it ends up with good chances. But I don't think we even have the plan to make attempts to make those chances, and the players aren't good enough. Am I making sense? It doesn't seem like there's much of a plan in the final third.
No, you're making sense.
Thanks.
I mean, they had all this jibber jabber about De Jong's up top and he's going to be rotating back and forth with Frankie Amaya, and that was maybe the first 10 to 15 minutes you saw that, and then it was just chaos after that, I feel like.
Yeah, the first that's going to be the book of this season, the first 10 or so minutes, because that's usually how it works. What was up with our boy, podcast favorite, lately struggling, and those struggles started in the first half, Frank Amaya?
I don't know. They made a movie about Frankie out there on the field where he's been the last few weeks. It's called La La Land.
Oh, baby.
Nick texted me that one. It's I want to be there in spirit.
They were talking, McCloskey was talking, defending a little not sure he feels comfortable in that 10 role out there, Tommy. And I was like, being in a number 10 role shouldn't affect whether you're losing the ball constantly or not making good passes. So I don't know. I think he's already...
Yeah. No, they made a movie about what his cleats are made out of. It's called Flubber, starring Robin Williams.
Speaking of his exchange partner, Seam out there, they made a movie about Seam de Jong's new career after this season. It's called Taxi Driver.
Man, that's harsh.
Absolutely.
This one's not really relevant, although it is about Seam de Jong. They made a movie about Alex Steck asking Seam de Jong about his favorite Rough Rider. It's called All About Eve.
Wow.
Seam de Jong prefers Eve.
Yeah, for sure. But our boy got to start again, Alvaro Barreal. He had a few moments in the first half. He looks like he's capable of doing things. How'd Alvaro look for you out there, huh?
He looked okay. They were talking up his partnership with Gutman, which I've been saying that Gutman's really grown into that role every week. And I'm like, I know that Kevin McCloskey knows more about soccer than I do, but sometimes I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
He's trying to put a bow on a big piece of shit, that's for sure. But God bless him. But I thought this was a cute little moment between him and a veteran of FCC. And they made a movie about Jimmy telling Barreal it's illegal to drink orange juice in the state of Ohio. Zach, do you know that one?
No.
It's called Pulp Fiction. Whoa, Alvaro. Oh, baby.
We don't do that here.
No, we don't. Halftime
No,
came.
it's like I was just thinking it's like a Dirty Dancing remake.
Pulp Fiction?
Small town where orange juice is outlawed. Never mind.
This is bullshit. Ever tell you a story about Casey Whitten-Amadon at school with a plastic thing of orange juice? He didn't know the cap was off, and he started shaking it in his face.
Yeah.
You never live something like that down. Literally,
I've heard that story.
15 years later.
I don't know if you've seen this movie. It already came out. Just came out this week. This one's a little rough.
Sure.
They made a movie about how FC Cincinnati's or the FC's trainer is under evaluation after a rash of injuries, hamstring after hamstring. So, his job's on the line. So during a quiz by Birding and Gerard Nightcamp, they asked him how many bones were between the knee and the foot. And he said, shins, 11. This guy doesn't know what he's doing.
I'm not surprised.
Thinks there's 11 shins.
No. Speaking of the behind the scenes staff, they made a movie about the out of control house party Gerard threw where he explained his vision for the team. It's called Raging Bull. Everybody, Raging Bull.
No, it's good.
I thought this was cute. Let's just burn through all of them before we get to the second half, or just one more. They made a movie about Caleb Stanko challenging Leo Bertone to a foot race last year. Do you see this one, Zach?
No.
It was called Ford versus Ferrari. Because he's Italian.
Yeah, right. No, I get that. They actually, speaking of Licadia, they made a movie about Licadia's locker room nickname after he blasts Barbie Girl before every game. It's called Aquaman.
Wow.
Licadia is the Aquaman.
So you stumbled on Aquaman in the movie list. You're like, how can I make this?
How can I make Aquaman work? I think I nailed it.
They made a movie about the season. It's called Nightmare Before Christmas. All right.
All right.
You want to go one more? I got one more.
Oh, yeah. They made a movie about Tommy G, Minnesota United's Finley, and Grey Goose. It's called Human Centipede.
I heard about that one.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel that. I love ending on a really high note. God damn. They made a book and a movie about Gerard's vision for making FC a success. It's called Across 5 Aprils. Oh, jeez. Raging Bull.
Actually, I think someone already used that Across 5 Aprils one.
It's like, Nick, damn it. Ford versus Ferrari.
I'm just kidding.
Second half. More of the same, except Minnesota came out and looked like they were trying a little harder, and we just couldn't get out of the back at all. Couldn't get out of our own way.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, that first half we actually possessed the ball and created some chances. I know we called it chaos, but it was one of our better halves, which maybe says something. But that second half was that was classic.
Yeah, hard to watch. Minimal possession. A chance to hate on everybody. Eventually, our man Jurgen Lacadia came back in, and the very first play, long ball where he's got to run full speed. And was that the only one thinking he was going to pull up quite lame?
No, I held my breath for sure. I was like, oh, God, like he's going to play fucking, how long? 30, 40 minutes. I was pretty terrified. Also, in that second half, what happened to Harris Medunjanin?
Forgot how to pass. Absolutely.
Fucking nightmare.
It was rough, but your brothers in arms, you see your comrades passing it to the wrong team. You don't want them to feel bad. That's a captain to me. So he did that for him. But Jurgen, and I was mentioning, I hate that Jurgen, he always looks good. He comes in, he looks like he's got quality. You're thinking, well, he does a little move. Like, this wouldn't beat that guy. He beats the guy by and crosses the ball. Of course, nobody's there. Mm-hmm. But if only this guy could score,
Yeah. I mean, he put one or two on target. There was one, you could tell. He was dying on the inside because all he needed was Gutman to just play it quick. And no, he's not going to do that.
So, I mean, he's good. It's just unfortunate that he's like that. And Sim de Jong played the entire 90 minutes, although you could say after 50 minutes he was no longer capable of running, if he ever was to begin with.
Yeah, it was too bad because I was working on a Shawshank Redemption for de Jong.
I thought about that too.
But he needed to score.
Yeah, sure. I'm surprised you still didn't use it. It's not like any of these movies made much sense to me.
No, they all made sense.
And then we don't make another sub until the 81st minute. Zach, Koch 2.0? Afraid of subs?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Well, Demetsu.
I kind of think just like throw caution to the wind. Maybe I'm the only one who just like is going to treat this as a throwaway from here on out.
I mean, I like when Rashawn came in the 81st minute. Kevin's like, oh, they're really going for it.
No, Rashawn came in.
Yeah, wow.
Rashawn came in the 88th.
Sorry, I was looking at his number. Yeah, it was it says 90th. God damn. So it was even worse. So we made our second. I know our bench was like pathetic. We had two. We had two goalies on the bench. But you know, not to sound like an idiot, but put in Jimmy. Fuck it. Put him in.
Yeah. See what happens.
Move Lacadia. Let's get technical for a second. Move Lacadia to the middle. Put Jimmy in for Sim de Jong and put him out on the left. I mean, is that worse? And then Frankie was ready to go a long time before that too. This is one of his worst games for FCC. So I don't know. Yes, I'd like to go for it. And you think he would too. I don't think we were like playing for a draw. I just think our offense is that terrible.
Do you think Frankie is just trying to show us all what a downward curve can look like?
I don't know how you didn't turn that into a movie somehow. But I guess we should talk about the goal. In the 92nd minute, they get a corner kick, of which Haglund, very upset, as animated as you'll ever see him, that it was called a corner kick. I don't know if he thought there was a foul or that it was off the other guy. I couldn't tell by the replay. And the corner kick, the guy puts it off the post and then smacks it back in. That was all she wrote. Bobby Edwards saves that?
No. No. And also, we should mention Richie had a fucking tremendous save in the first half. I was like, glad he's back.
Yeah, he had he had another save that was pretty good, and then one really good save. Yeah, he was good. You can tell the difference of somebody who has a little bit of confidence back there versus poor Bobby debuts last week. But it doesn't matter just because we can't score a fucking goal. How did Mocha Joe look out there to you? I wouldn't say he shined, so to speak.
He didn't shine, but I think Frankie and then Harris made Mocha Joe look pretty good.
It's unfortunate because Harris had a few really good balls in the first half, and you're like, oh yeah,
he did, but I don't remember those now. Mocha Joe did have a couple where he was leaving some short for sure.
He's still getting up to game speed. Okay,
all right.
What else? Yeah, we lost. Do we have any other great chances in the first half? I can't really remember. Loka had a shot on goal. That was great. Rashawn didn't get a chance to do anything. Make some subs. Come on, Yap. You know what we want to see? We want to see James. We want to see Tommy
He did. I mean,
McKay.
He made a sub in the 50th minute, so you can't call him.
Well, they made it seem like maybe Alvaro couldn't go the full game for some reason, although I wasn't sure why. But
yeah, he's been here a minute.
That's congrats. You put in the guy who's worth $10 million. Bold strategy, Stom. Zach's a Stom stan for sure till the death. This guy can't do any wrong.
Stom stan.
All right. Well, that was fun. Any other big takeaways from the exciting, depressing game? Another loss last weekend at the Nip. You ready to banish some people?
Banish some people?
You are banished.
Oh yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, it's the banishments, the segment everyone keeps talking about. They won't fucking shut up about. It's where we take a player from this game, we banish him just for a week, and then we bring in a former FCC USL player. Repeaters are allowed, but discouraged. Zach, would you like me to go first?
Yeah, I need to think long and hard of who I want to banish for Haber this week.
Well, I think you banished Frankie last week, didn't you? Slightly controversial at the time.
Yeah.
For
a little less Haber. Controversial now. Well, that I didn't mean. I think upon reflection, I went with Richie Ryan. And I think the week before did Nick banish Mocha Joe for Kenny Walker?
Yes.
And I think
we're on fire.
That's pretty random. Go ahead. Sorry.
Let's see here. I'm going to banish Sam de Jong. Mostly it's a positional issue this week, Sam, because usually when you're playing a little further back, you are dynamic. You are fantastic. Love you out there. You're not washed up at all. I'm going to replace him. And this one is for FCC Reddit, probably would love it. But I'm going to bring back old Danny Kunick, because if you're going to have that kind of striker out there this game, it would be nice to have somebody who's got some legs. And I'll tell you what, he did one thing. he'd like to burn himself out real quick, but Danny Koenig probably would have had a better game tonight. Zach, you replaced Sam DeYoung with Danny Koenig in this game. Are we any worse off?
No, we're better. I would do that.
Is that ever going to... Well, the Haber one was the first time we really tested that theory. Are we better off?
No.
Are we not the same if Haber takes Frankie Amaya's place? So, yeah, go ahead, Zach. Who's Haber taking the place of?
No, nobody. I thought you were going to use GB, which I think we'd have been better off with him as well.
I was trying to pick someone who's still active.
Okay.
Doesn't, yeah.
Gotcha.
GB would have been better too. Not much faster, but it's probably pretty slow right now. You got Harris out there, Mocha Joe, Alvaro, Joe Zhao, the defenders. That's hard because the defense played pretty good. We didn't talk. Well, we'll talk about Nick Hagglund a little bit after you do yours.
Yeah. Fuck.
There's no wrong answer.
Well, I think I would. I'd pull Frankie once again.
Yeah. It's the right thing to do.
Corbin Bone in there is what I would do. And
I mean, if you're
I think we're better off.
Yeah. Especially, it's hard to say because this is in a vacuum, but in the real scenario, Corbin Bone is getting ready for a Louisville game. Gerard Nightcamp says, "Hey, we got 20 grand for you. One game. But if you play well this game, you might come back to the MLS squad." He's playing with a chip on his shoulder, and he's playing with desire. And I didn't see a lot of desire from Frank tonight, so you can't argue with that. So, yeah, we've done it again. We are fixing this team's problems by going in reverse every single week. Wow, animal cruelty caught on tape. Absolutely.
Dude, he keeps trying to scratch himself on the microphone cord. One, that's not gonna be good for an itch.
Do you need some cat
It's
toys?
smooth.
Should I put that on the Christmas list?
My house is just full of cat toys everywhere. He gets bored with them after one day.
Fair enough. Yeah, I feel bad not mentioning. I didn't do an FCC Man of the Week, but for me, it would be Hagglund. The man, they had that breakaway where it looked like the one guy was in on goal in the last second. And the guy blew it a little bit, but Hags comes in, cleans it all up. He's everywhere. Did you ever know Nick Hagglund could be this important for an FC Cincinnati team, Zach?
No, I was trying to think of a headline or a movie about how Stam's going to want the whole team to get COVID in the offseason. So they all come back playing like this, feeling 20 years younger.
Absolutely. Him and Donald J. Trump looking healthier than ever. So, Nick, keep doing what you're doing. I really thought you were not any part of the future of this team, but you're indispensable. And few others are. All right, what else we got on here? After we do that, we usually do Kevin. So, Kevin, here you go for the actual
Oh,
audio.
baby.
Oh, baby, Kevin. What if I just don't edit it? I'll just put it out as audio like this. They made a movie about Caleb Stanko challenging Leo Bertone to a foot race. Leo Bertone. You're a fool that you don't cackle at that. Let's move on to our final segment of the night.
Potpourri.
Potpourri. Zach, we already said it, but final Saturday at the Nip. No fans allowed. UC driving a hard bargain. I don't really have anything to say about that. But how about Gerard? This is the week of Gerard. Gerard's big week. 4 to 5 windows. Zach, you first hear that quote in a vacuum. I've said that 3 times already. What were you thinking? Too long? Not long enough? Perfect.
I was thinking too long because it's so easy to get into the playoffs. But
Yeah.
apparently, I didn't listen, but he meant like comfortably into the playoffs. I don't know.
It wasn't the best thing to say, regardless. But also, if he actually meant that, then, if we wanted honesty, I guess that's what we got. It was just very
I guess
depressing.
so. I'm like, what I'm not buying into is like a bunch of people have said that our fan base is unrealistic and maybe not knowledgeable enough. It's like, no. I think our expectations are right about where they should be, and that's like just wanting to not be embarrassed all the time. And by playoff caliber, it's like fucking everybody gets in. So I think our expectations are pretty reasonable. And if they can't meet them, I don't know.
I think one season should be the maximum of, you're not going to the playoffs. And then if you're not trying the next year, that's pretty depressing in this league, especially this year when 35 teams make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But we're probably still not even technically eliminated, which is disturbing. But yeah, I don't know. They got that one stadium year, and I want to say it doesn't matter because we'll be happy in the new stadium. But even halfway through the year, I'm sure the charm will wear off on being on top of the bad action. So hopefully we turn around. I'm not someone who thinks we should kick Gerrard to the curb just because, maybe a little continuity for a season and a half to 2 before we get absolutely crazy and call for people's heads. So hopefully he turns it around. Zach, seat picking on Monday. It's like Christmas Eve. How excited are you for possibly being the front of the mez? Don't take my spot. Just to the listeners.
Yeah. All those 10 people watching. Hopefully none of them are ahead of you in line. No, I'm pretty excited. Seems like a good spot.
God.
What can I say?
What else is going on? We're about to get purple again. The world's falling apart. Zach, you're delivering packages. What's it like there out in the world, out in the city? You're all over this place.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't interact with anybody, so it's pretty fucking great. We're not even allowed to touch people's doors, ring doorbells, anything. It's cool.
Fantastic. Anything else going on in the world you need to share?
No, did you see that guy responding to the starting lineup saying, like, are you guys still going to do that kneeling shit?
Dave Flexner?
No. If his real name was on there, I'd be saying it right now.
I got Twitter open now. Let's see what the people were saying. What did Laurel say? Stom said the calls by the officials have been inconsistent. Also doesn't sound happy about his fine. He mentioned the refs look at their bench too often. I'm glad we're getting to the important stuff here. I don't think that was the reason that we lost this game. Well, that sucks. Sure did. Post-game thoughts. Don't want to read it. Bye-bye. KLR. Going to record a new episode. Going to record live here in a few minutes. Absolutely.
Kevin says make me smaller. Can you?
Make it smaller? Is the camera not even on right now? I can make
I don't know. Nice.
Whatever. Zach, have you voted?
No, I'm gonna do it on the day.
Wow.
I need a couple more days to make up my mind.
I filled mine out last week. Still haven't turned it in. But I can't wait for this season to be over. I can't wait for the election to be over.
Can you believe
what?
I mean, never mind.
I can't wait for, on a lesser note, COVID to be over. Less important than the season being over, but It's a lot of stuff I can't wait to absolutely be over, and I'll just feel like a weight will be lifted on my chest. Was me saying I'm going to quit the podcast if Trump wins again? Was that talking out of school, or does that make sense to anybody else? Why go on with anything?
No. I mean, do you remember we went to the fucking... Did we already talk about this? We went to the USA-Mexico game just a couple of days after 2016.
That was terrible.
I just wanted to lose.
I know. That was like the worst time ever to be playing Mexico. And then I posted a thing on men's national team Reddit. I was like, anyone else feeling like less excited about this game? And like the first one was like, what are you even talking about? I was like, what do you think? Yeah. But then a bunch of people were like, yeah, I'd only want to go. So I knew it wasn't just me, but it was just like, I mean, as soon as the game started, I wanted to win and I was looking to win. But it was the last time we had went to the US-Mexico game at Map Fire, and it was a whole other ball game. I would have probably been standing built the wall too. I was like, "Let's get it, boys!" Just like,
I mean, I think that was like the first time I ever like felt any type of patriotism, and I felt kind of dirty about it. It's just not my thing. But yeah, the post-Trump game. Oh my God, I don't know. I just felt sick, and then like You're just waiting all night for someone to say something stupid, and they did.
Of course, you said something.
Yeah, I told him I was gonna fucking kill him.
I think he's told him to shut the fuck up. He probably said that too, but yeah, it was awkward. There was a lot of Mexican fans around us too. They don't really separate. There's not like a Mexican section either, but I'll tell you the one fun thing is, you know, after a long string of passes, you know, they start doing the olays, and then like when they misplay one, then you can do a sarcastic olay, and that's fun. Right. Olay, hey, and there's nothing they could say about it. But yeah, that's fun. Yeah, so let's just pray. Zach, you've been a Biden boy since the early days of him in the Senate. You used to talk about him around the dinner table when you were a teenager, when he was in the Senate. Yeah. Love my Biden boy. And we'd be like, chill out, bro. It was veganism and Biden were like the two big things that we couldn't.
He's driving me up the fucking wall, but I'm going to vote for him.
I mean, geez.
No, he's definitely an old ass man, but and he has definitely lost more than a step, but you know. He
can form a coherent sentence. It's not like and I don't know if you've seen, but his opponent is Donald Trump. But I promise I will absolutely gloat if Trump loses, and I'm just gonna go on a rampage of being an absolute dickhead to people. Now's my
They've
time.
People are saying Meg Whitman might get a spot in the administration, which is like, she's just a Republican in disguise. I'm like, don't do this.
I think like Kasich was on the list too, or somebody else.
Yeah, keep all these motherfuckers out of there.
I want to believe that's one of those things they leak just to be like, you know, a little carrot in front of these mysterious moderate Republicans. Be like, hey, look, we might do this. And then when it comes down to brass tacks, that won't happen. I can't imagine if like they gave fucking John Kasich a prominent cabinet position over a Democrat, people would fucking lose their minds.
This is the stuff people want to hear. It's quite a strategy, though. It's like, they want to turn some like moderate Republicans, but every time they say something like that, they're turning away someone like me. It's like, no, I'm not going to fucking ban fracking. And I'm like, well, maybe you should. I don't like the Green New Deal. I have my own. I'm like, well, I think you probably should.
I know they turned that into like some horrible slur, like Green New Deal. It sounds pretty nice even. Anyways, Wednesday will be our politics only podcast. Can't wait for it. Is there a game on Wednesday?
There must be.
Right.
Well,
yeah,
I think there is. That's the last one at Nippert.
Yeah.
Historic
Nippert Stadium.
Yeah, Wednesday.
I mean, Nippert was a good stadium. It's still going to exist. They're not tearing it down. Voice crack, finally. But like, I saw someone on Reddit was like, oh man, I just hope they find a way to play one more game at Nippert with fans next season. I was like, how about fucking no? They just spent $250 million in a stadium. Like, hey, how about we rent one more game and not take any of the profits out at Nippert Stadium? People are fucking insane. Wednesday, Sporting Kansas City. Sunday, Atlanta United. And then my birthday, hey. Well, we'll see if I watch. It's November 8th, so it might be in my bunker.
Results might not be out yet, though.
November 8th.
Yeah.
5 days later, that would be a fucking nightmare. All right, Zach, final thoughts. Stream to the world in a tiny little box.
Amelia, what's good? Yeah, being on video is my nightmare, so Jonah made me small. Do me a favor.
Have you? Oh, I sent you the screenshot, but yeah, quite small. My final thoughts. We're just not a very good team.
I think 4 people were watching.
Yeah, but the thing is, it'll show the totality afterwards, so it'll appear as though you won't know that only 4 were watching at a time. It'll just be the cumulative amount of people who watched it. It's bullshit, but it'll make us look better. Yeah. My final thoughts. We are a bad team. We are not good enough to win any games, and I can't wait for next season and to put this season behind us, but we must play on. 3 more chances for Locadia to get a goal. 3 more games for us to get a run of play goal. Can it happen? Will it happen? Nobody knows. But if it does, I'll be very excited. So yeah, God bless if you watch the stream. God bless if you're listening normally. I'll tell you what, our numbers are going down. The podcast listeners, same way this season. It's almost like you don't want to hear us talk about FCC. I can't believe it. So yeah, till next time.
Yeah, Jonah, wait, did you hear about this movie with Stam asking Spencer Ritchie, after burning his tongue on hot cocoa, what he'll do if Hagelin handballs in the box?
What was
Block
it?
Panther. Block Pen, comma, Thur.
Fantastic. Rise
All right.
together.
Peace.